If it's not very apparent, I'm a huge fan of Overwatch. I've made videos on it, and some even include me talking about topics with gameplay of it in the background. So when Overwatch came out on October 4th, 2022, a few days ago, I was extremely excited. Right here is the last clip of Overwatch 1 before it got transferred over to Overwatch 2. Now, once the migration from 1 to 2 happened, I noticed that on my download queue for my Xbox, the game said upgrading rather than downloading or updating. Now, I realized at that time Overwatch 1 was truly going to be gone for good and upgrading to Overwatch 2. I was hoping maybe 2 servers would be up for both games, but that wasn't the case. Now, it's safe to say that the Overwatch 2 initial launch was shaky. Loading queues of 10, 20, 30, 40,000 people rendered the servers unable to even load properly and kicked out multiple people. The servers would go down from 30,000 to like 100, then at the very end it would say server error and send you right back to 30,000 people. Now, aside from that, let's talk about some positives. Gameplay wise, it feels smoother, much more clean, and a concept of 5v5 for balancing is fine by me 100%. Character models and visuals are significantly enhanced, which is always a pleasant sight. Most of the characters are the same aside from some few modifications for some HP, armor amount, and abilities. One notable ability change from beta to this complete game was like Moira's damage and healing orb, how they changed her damage orb to like attach to enemies, but they decided to keep it at the original orb that can be thrown, which is way better in my opinion. I'm sure they did this with other characters trying to experiment with changing their abilities, and sometimes change isn't always good, so I'm glad they kept it like this. Newly added voice lines add immersion to the characters, so once again, that's something a large part of the community wanted, so that's good to see. We still have quick play and competitive, so that's good too, even though that's pretty much the base of what we had before. I was extremely nervous they were going to delete our old data from Overwatch 1 since none of it transferred to Overwatch 2, but after a few days they allowed a migration of the data and now we have it, so that's good to see all our old files and playtime and best match records. Now, the downsides. While it did take time to load into the game, it seems fixed now, which is great, but now it does seem like it takes a very long amount of time to get into a match. Upon recording this right now, it does seem that the issue is semi-resolved, so that's one step forward. Another thing that seems to have changed is loot boxes. In Overwatch 1, we could easily get a loot box by leveling up or completing a match or event, so it at least did cater to free-to-play players, but now it seems you'll barely be able to scrap any coins that you can get based on challenges to try and get a new skin. Challenges I like, and honestly even a battle pass is completely fine if the battle pass simulated leveling up, but the fact that this free battle pass set in the corner upgrade to premium is a big L for me, and that just seems like a potential cash grab. The biggest problem with this game, and the most disappointing aspect of it, is that it looks like an Overwatch DLC rather than a sequel. They promised one big, major change, which was PvE or Overwatch Story mode. It was going to have upgrades for characters, skill trees, certain perks that you can equip based on the way that you want to play, missions pertaining to just that character, and that implementation would have been awesome. We do not have that at all now. At least not yet. They might be adding more and more periodically, which I'd be fine with, but it's the fact we started with nothing. We have no story mode. Another small nitpick on my part is that I don't like that they got rid of being on fire and showing that a certain amount of healing or elimination damage gave you like a plus 25 fire. I liked seeing that score go up and bring my total higher. I was the type of player that enjoyed the actual gameplay itself. I liked healing 15,000, 20,000, 25,000 plus in a match. Same thing for DPS. I liked seeing my score go up so that way at the very end, I'd get a decent amount of experience so that way I can level up, hence getting a loot box. And now when seeing my own stats per game on the menu, I don't know how I feel about seeing other stats as well. Again, this is just a nitpick on my part, but I just personally like seeing only my stats. And I don't know why they don't show the end of game stat menu. Again, I enjoyed seeing the amount of healing that I could do, damage that I was blocking, DPS that I was doing go up and up throughout the game. And now at the very end, it doesn't show any of that. It just says, hey, you completed challenge A, B, or C. Here's some experience. Your battle pass went up a little bit. There you go. I loved seeing that end of game stat menu, and now that's gone, so it's kind of a bummer. Yet still, I love the game. I like quick play and competitive still, granted that's what we've all been used to, but I hoped so badly they add story mode sooner rather than later. because it was told this was for the fans who burned out from competitive. And that's a lot of us. The game looks so damn promising, but this release wasn't what it should be, and that's disappointing. I am excited for what it might bring, but right now, it's just Overwatch with a new coat of paint in 2022, and they basically slapped a 2 on it and said, here you go. I still love Overwatch for what it is, but I know more can be done. Let me know what you all think about this, if you like the game so far, if you were able to load up into the game with any problems, if you think they're going to implement story mode soon, or periodically fragments of story mode over time. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.